Okay, let us see the Schmitt trigger circuit diagram. And here the Schmitt trigger consists of two transistors Q1 and Q2. Okay, so Q1, initially I am not applying any input. So initially I am assume that the input at transistor 1 is 0. When what happened? When Vin is 0, obviously what happened, that if the base voltage is 0, then Q1 is half. So Q1 is half. When Q1 is half, then what happened? It acts as a open circuit. So Q1 is open circuit. Q1 is open circuit. Now what happened? If you observe that, so if Q1 is open circuited, then VCC is applied to the base of Q2. So if you observe this circuit, it is a potential divider network. So what is the potential getting at the point VB2? So the base of transistor 2. So that I am represented as VB2. Okay, in same way, at the base of transistor Q1, the terminal voltage I am represented as VB1. So here VB1 is nothing but voltage at base of Q1, and VB2 is nothing but voltage at base of Q2. Okay, so here VB1 is 0 when input voltage is 0. So VB1 is 0, therefore Q1 is off. So it acts as a open circuit. Then VCC is connected here. So this circuit I am redrawn as like this. So this is VCC, and here we have the RC1. So that take it as RC1, and next RC1 is connected to R1. So I am draw the R1. Then R1 is connected to R2. So here I am taking the R2, and it is grounded. In between R1 and R2 we have the point for VB2. So I take it this one as VB2. VB2 is nothing but the voltage of base of Q2. So what is VB2 value from this voltage divider network or potential divider network? VB2 is equal to, so the drop across R2. The drop across R2 is given by R2 divided by the total resistance R1 plus R2 plus RC1 into VCC. So we are getting some potential. So that voltage here we are getting. So because of this voltage, what happened? This Q1 is turns on. So we are getting some positive voltage or high voltage at this point. Therefore Q2 is turns on. When Q2 turns on, Q2 is on, then what happened? When Q2 is on, what about the voltage at this one? So the voltage at this point I name it as VC2. So here the output voltage we are taken at the collector of the transistor Q2. So that's why I mentioned as VC2. In same way, at the collector of the transistor Q1 I am taking the voltage as VC1. Okay, so this is I am considered as output voltage V0. Okay, now what is VC2? If Q2 is on, then obviously VC2 is nothing but the voltage across Q2, and here it is not directly connected to resistor. If it is directly connected to resistor, it is VC sat only, but it is connected through RE to ground. So the voltage at VC2, voltage at VC2 is given by the drop across the transistor when it is on. So what is that one? VC sat plus the drop across the IE/RE. So IE/RE. So here I am consider the current flown through this resistor is RE. So IE/RE. Now what happened? the output voltage is nothing but VCESAT plus IERE. So because of this IERE, what happened? The VBN value, if there is no current here, there is no drop, then VBN value is nothing but VBE1 only. But whenever we are getting some drop here, then what will be the VBN value? VBN value becomes now, so this is the output voltage. So V0 is equal to VC2. Okay, so what will be the VB1 value? Now what is VB1 value? VB1 is equal to, so from the circuit, when some current is IE current is drawing in RE, the drop across RE is VRE plus, so this voltage, what is this voltage? VBE1. So what is this equation becomes now? VBE1 plus RE and IE, the current flowing through RE into the resistance of its value, so VBEN. So VB1 is equal to VE1 plus IERE1. So the transistor Q1 is on only if VB1 value, if, so what is the voltage we are applying here? Vin, VB1, only Vin value is greater than VB1. So this is, I am take it as one threshold voltage. So this threshold voltage, I name it as UTP. So UTP is nothing but upper threshold voltage, UTV or UTP, whatever you, so upper threshold voltage. So we can name it as upper threshold voltage or upper threshold point, whatever it may be current. Now coming to this one. So in same way, what is the voltage required to switch on Q2? So now what is VB2 value from this circuit? Find VB2 value. So now I am applying Vin value of as sine wave. Then what happened? So here, if Vin is less than VB1, Q1 is half. If Vin is greater than VB1, then Q1 is on. So up to VB1 value, Q1 is in off. When Vin value is greater than VB1 value, then Q1 is on. Okay, once if the Q1 is on, then what about VC1? VC1 becomes now what? So the drop across Q2 on transistor, the drop across on transistor is VCESAT plus the drop is IERE. So now VC1 becomes VCESAT plus IERE. Okay, now this voltage we are applying to Q2. Now what about Q2? In before case, it is the drop across R2 because of plus VCC. But here instead of plus VCC, now we are getting VCESAT. Therefore this is, the drop is very small. So what happened, even though we have the potential divider network, but this is, the applied voltage is very less as compared to before case. Therefore the Q2 is half. So in this case Q2 is half. When the Q2 will be on? When Q2 will be on? So if you want to Q2 on, then what will be the VB2 value from the diagram? The VB2 value must be the drop across base and emitter junction and the drop across IERE. So VB2 is equal to VBE2 plus IERE. So this is the voltage required to switch on Q2. So that's why it is named as LTP. So VB2 is the voltage. VB2 is the required voltage to turn on the transistor Q2. Once the input of the transistor Q2 is greater than VB2, then the transistor is on, Q2 is on. So here LTP is nothing but lower threshold voltage. So it is also known as lower threshold point. In the same way here also it is upper threshold voltage or upper threshold point. Okay, so this is about. Now see the waveforms, how we are getting the waveforms. So I am taking the reference waveform as sinusoidal waveform. So V in, okay. V out. Okay, so the two levels I mentioned here, the first one is UTP, upper threshold point, and next one I mentioned here LTP, lower threshold point. So the points I am considered like this. When the wave is moving from pass to so now take this output waveforms. So initially when V in is 0, which transistor is off? Q1 is off. Okay, when Q1 is off, automatically Q2 is on. At the output of Q2 we are taking the V0. Therefore I am taking VC2 value as reference. So when Q2 is on, when Vin is equal to 0, Q1 is off, Q2 is on. When Q2 is on, what is the voltage? When Q2 is on, VC2 value is V0. That VC2 value is VC SAT plus the drop across IERE. That means it having some voltage. So that voltage I am taken. So initially which one is on? So this value I am approximately taken as VCC. So this value I am approximately take it as VCC. I am taking. So at this point, so this value I am take it as VC SAT plus VERE. VC SAT plus IERE. Okay, so here Q1 is off, Q2 is on. Now what happened? When the input voltage is above the UTP value. What is UTP value? VBE1 plus IE. When it reaches this value, then what happened? The Q1 becomes on. Q1 is on. Okay, at this moment automatically Q2 is half. When Q2 is half, what is the voltage at VC2? It is VCC. So it rises here, VCC. So what is this condition? So here Q1 is half and here Q1 is on. So Q2, here Q2 is on and here Q2 is half. Okay, so now what happened? Again at this point, so when the input waveform reaches LTP, up to this point, what happened? Q2 is in half. Okay, when the Q2 becomes on, when it reaches to VBT, when the Q2 reaches to VBT, nothing but lower threshold point, then the Q2 will be on. So here Q2 on, this point Q2 on. Now here also the Q2 is on. At this point what happened? The output is again VC is at. Okay, now what happened? Upper threshold frequency, once the upper threshold frequency point comes, then again which one is on? Q1 is on. When Q1 is on, what happened to Q2? Q2 is half, therefore it again rises to VCC. Then what happened? Again it reaches to lower threshold. At that point Q2 is on. Once the Q2 is on, what happened? Again it get down to VC sat. Okay, so this is the waveform of Schmitt-Traeger. So here Q2 is on, here Q2 is half, and here Q1 is on. Obviously Q1 is off, Q1 is on, Q2 is on, Q1 is off. So remaining factors. So this is the waveform. Here I mentioned this is a with respect to some negative voltage. If you take the total sinusoidal waveform with some time constant, then what will be the output? So here I am taking the DC level of sinusoidal waveform, so that's why we are getting the waveform like this. Okay, so I am adding some DC level to sinusoidal waveform. Here I am taking, this is the UTP value and this one is a LTP value. So what will be the output waveform? Let us see. So UTP value, that means Q1 is on. So this is the point where Q1 is on. Next one, LTP value, that is when Q2 is on. When Q2 is on. So this is LTP and this one is UTP value. Okay, now I write the, so initially Q2 is on, so we are getting VC is at approximately plus IE RE. Next, when UTP reaches, therefore Q1 on, at this point Q2 is off, we are getting VCC. Then when LTP reaches, Q2 is on, therefore the output is VC is at. When UTP reaches, Q2 is half, therefore we are getting VCC. So like this we are getting. So it is a complete positive sign. So for that also we are getting this one. So the Schmitt-Traeger is a circuit which converts an AC waveform into DC. It consists of only high and low signals alternatively. So it is used as a comparator circuit. So it greater than UTP, one transistor, less than LTP, one transistor is on. So it is also used as a comparator circuit. So Schmitt-Trigger acts as a comparator circuit, and it is used to convert sinusoidal signal into square wave. So that's it.